What's going on, everybody? It's PapaStones coming back with another video. Today I'm going to be doing a deck profile on Grand Moff Tarkin Green. It's mono green, double green, whatever you want to call it. I took this to locals last night, technically. I ended up winning. I dropped one game, but no matches, so I was undefeated technically. Dropped one game, but played against a Iden green, a Vader green, and a Boba green. So a lot of green floating around. There's only 3 rounds, but it was undefeated match-wise. We're going to jump right into it. It's Tarkin with Energy Conversion Lab. Best base. I don't need the 30 health base since it's kind of aggressive. So we're going to slide those and jump right into it. You got 3 TIE LN Fighter. Just a 2-1 Imperial. It's a decent turn 1 most of the time because you can play it and then make it a 3-2 with Grand Moff. So kind of self-explanatory. 3 Colonel Yularen. It's 2-3, heals you if you need the healing. It's also an Imperial because we're playing Royal Guards in here, and so it can give that Sentinel. And it's not a bad body. Basically, pretty much most things in this deck are Imperial to be buffed by Grand Moff, but not everything, but most stuff. 3 Viper Pro Droid. Good card, good stats, view hand, real good. And then 3 Admiral Piett. It's okay. It's kind of niche. It's a 2-cost 1/4, and your 6-cost units that come out have ambush. So it technically has added benefit, but realistically, I mostly like it for the 1/4 stat line because people don't want to deal with it, and then you can kind of keep buffing it up if you need to, so it'll get bigger. And then 3 of Snowtrooper Lieutenant, which is basically Fleet Lieutenant for heroism, and most people know what that does nowadays. It's the same thing, but it's a 2-cost 2/2 instead of a 3-cost 3/3. 3 drops. Got double Consortium Starviper. This is one of the non-Imperials. It kind of just gives you edge against aggro decks because it can give you some more healing on top of the Yularen in case you need the healing to get by. So that's why they're in there. The side's got the 3rd one in it in case they need to come in. 3 Attack Pattern Delta. It's one of the double aspects. It gives 3 units. One of them gets +3/+3, one of them gets +2/+2, one of them gets +1/+1 for the phase. It's kind of just a closer. It's real good in the aggro matchup because you're generally not trading units for the most part. So you get 6/6 worth of stats on 3 cost. So other than that, in non-aggro matchups, kind of gets resourced. 3 Emperor Royal Guard. This card's crazy. Like I said, it gets Sentinel. You play a lot of officials, like Grand Moff is an official, Piett is an official, Yularen's an official, things like that. So it'll come out with Sentinel and keep your guys safe if you want to keep stacking them up, or if you have other things you want to stack up. Only 1 cell block guard. I didn't like it. It's kind of just there to fill space. Yeah, there's not much I can say. I have 2 more on the side in case I need it, but I didn't see a lot of situations where it felt like I would need it, so it might get cut. 1 General Veers. It is what it is. It's General Dodonna, but on villainy, it's a 3-cost. Give everything +1/+1. This should be another Traitorous, but I couldn't pick one up in time. Then you get onto the ramp stuff. Triple Superlaser Tech and triple Resupply. You want to see it because you can play something Resupply or Tech, and then your next turn becomes drop Grand Moff. Then my proxies here are some experience tokens. These are my commands. I had to borrow these. This basically makes it so you technically have 9 ramp. because if you need to, like if you didn't find a tech or a resupply, you can use this card as a resource and usually give something experience, or if you have nothing to give experience, just return something back to your hand for later. Card's crazy. Sometimes you use it to deal damage. It's really versatile. I like that card a lot. That's kind of the whole reason I wanted to play this, was because I think double aspect is really good, and I think double aspect gets better especially, and so I was like, I'm just going to try it out and play Grand Moff. So I went for it. 2 Traitorous. Like I said, the General Veers was the third one, where it should be, but I borrowed one. That's all I had to borrow, and I own one. I'm hopefully picking some more up soon, but I would play 3 of this, maybe side them out if I don't need them, but card's clutch. It won me the Boba matchup because I took a 7th Fleet Defender that was going to deal with my buffed up TIE Fighter, and that kind of won me the game from there. So that card's real good. A lot of 5 drops. We got 2 Rukh. It's Imperial. It's a good ECL target. It's 3/6 shield. Deals with anything that's not a leader. And you can technically, just besides it being 3/6, you can buff it up since it is Imperial. Yeah, not a whole lot to say about that. 3 Steadfast Battalion, because this is kind of an aggro deck. Like, it's got some mid-range concepts because Tarkin can buff stuff up, so it can play into mid-range. Like, it doesn't have as bad of a mid-range matchup as Sabine, but this card also deals with Sabine, so it's honestly got some decent matchups. And it's not, this is one of the other ones that's not Imperial, but it deals real well with stuff like pretty much any leader for the most part besides Vader, since it's got 8 health, but pretty much everything else that's being played right now has 7 or less, so excuse me. Sorry about that. Anything, you have your Grand Moff out, anything comes out, like their leader, bring this out, deal with it with Conversion Lab. And then 3 Overwhelming Barrage. Card's crazy. Don't need to say anything about it, I don't think. That if you're playing Villainy Greed, you're playing Overwhelming Barrage. That's just how it is. Then 3 ATST. This card actually put in a lot more work than I thought. Sometimes you don't need to ECL out Steadfast, and Rukh's technically an Imperial, so it's good enough that you don't need to ECL it either. So you can ECL this out, and it's got Overwhelm. If you have the Admiral Piett already established, or if you have Admiral Piett in this on 8 resources, you can play that, then play this, and it has Ambush on its own. It's a 6/7, it's Imperial, it gets buffed by Grand Moff, it's sweet. And then 3 Reinforcement Walker. This is just the late game aspect. It's a good card. 6/9. Stats are crazy. Draws you cards or heals you depending on what you need. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about it. The deck performed really well. I would recommend, if you have them and you want to play this list, I would play Vaders. I would probably drop the I'd probably drop the Cell Block Guard, the what is it? The Cell Block Guard, something else. I don't know. Cell Block Guard and maybe 1 Rukh, because you don't need too many 5 costs. And something else for the Darth Vaders if you have them. I picked up 2 today, so they will go in, but I would rather post the list with what I actually played rather than saying this is what I should have ran, but I didn't, you know. Because if you have Vaders, you can put them in. If not, this deck's super budget friendly. The only legendary cards are the commands, and those are like $15 a piece or something like that. Everything else is dirt. So yeah, that's all I got for this one. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the profile. If you want to know more about it, if you have any other suggestions you'd like to make, whatever it may be, just let me know. Drop a like on the video for me, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Till next time, peace.